All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Hopefully, all right, just looking at my iPad. I need an old school stereo system. I don't know why I need one, but okay. All right, guys, anyway, thank you for joining me. Let's get the 5x5s out of the way really quick. For some reason, Dan Phillips already got the 5x5 out of the way. But thank you, Dan Phillips. Mr. Landfill, appreciate it. Elaine, Dobie, Karen, Lisa, Glick, Henry, Prep to Adapt. Thank you for the 5x5. Flown Grown. Thank you for the 5x5. Appreciate it, guys. Let's see. Jet, Jeep Girl, Christine, Travis, WTC, Johnny, Mossberg. Thank you for the 5x5. Adriana, Mike, Props. Thank you for the 5x5. Yes, as Janine said, please don't forget to thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. It's all the same. Lisa, Marbell, King, Dick Whiskey, nice one. The Hobbit, Granite State Man, sorry, thank you for the 5x5. 3%er, Janine, Keith, thank you for the 5x5. All right, guys, so I think that should be enough. I think. And everybody else, thank you for the weird, all right. As per usual, the pain in the ass text as I go on the air. Squeaky, Thomas, Lawrence, thank you for the 5x5. Zombie, thank you for the 5x5. Kathy, thank you for the AP by AP. All right. So, tonight's topic, I think you all know what we're going to be talking about tonight. And that's not so much Disease X as we're going to talk about the bullshit behind it. And then we have, and that was pretty much, actually, there was a couple more things to talk about tonight as well. But a lot is going on. And a lot of YouTubers, including Dr. John Campbell, if I'm not mistaken, he did a video on this as well. The whole Disease X and things that are going on with this, if that makes any sense. Anyway, a lot of people are starting to pay attention to the World Economic Forum. Now, clearly, guys, they have been showing their cards, showing their hand, if you will, in what's coming next or what might come next. I don't want to say that it will. I would like to say that it might, only because we don't know, right? I know that there was, Event 201, and of course, that drill led to Mr. 19. So we have that to consider. But this possible pandemic that they talk about, there's a number that they keep focusing on. There's two numbers, that it's 20 times deadlier and that 50 million people might die from it, which I think it might, if this is the pandemic that they're talking about, I think it's going to be a lot more, I think it's going to be a lot deadlier. But with that, hold on, two things. Okay. I had to fix something real quick. All right. All right, so with that, guys, how do I say this? It seems like they're trying to hit us from all sides. That's basically what I want to say. I think they're trying to hit us from every angle they possibly can, along with an arm ticket that's going to also help along with the next pandemic, whatever it might be. Like I said, it's easy for us to sit here and say, we'll be okay. And it is, because I think a lot of us we're prepped, we're prepared. We keep our finger on the pulse, if you will, but there's still some sides of this that we need to take seriously. Now, Thomas is asking, what would it take to stop these people? Here's the problem. And I was thinking about this a long ago. When I started hearing about the World Economic Forum and their BS, right? They don't want us to eat meat. They want to cut down the carbon footprint by electric stoves, electric cars, electric dildos, whatever the fuck it is. And dildos are electric, but you know what I mean, right? And so they want to get rid of all of these gas guzzling, according to them, gas guzzling items. So they want to control how we live. And they're putting it out there in the forefront, and people are starting to take notice. But now you got this possible disease X that's coming up. And the big issue with that some people are addressing, not a lot of people, but how they're developing an arm ticket for something that's not even out yet. That is the more concerning part of their discussion that they're going to have in Davos. I think it's this week, or is it next week? Might be next week, right? Either way, they're having this discussion, and they're talking about, well, how could we defend ourselves from something that doesn't exist yet? I got it. We'll make an arm ticket that will defend us against something we don't have a clue what's coming our way. All right. That's the concerning part, guys, because they're telling you, that's like me walking into a church and saying, hey guys, I got medicine for you. And everybody in the church is like, for what? In case you guys get sick. But how do you know we're going to get sick? Because I'm telling you you're going to get sick. But how do you know that medicine's going to work for the sickness? Because I'm letting you know that this medication is for you in case you get sick. But that doesn't make any sense. And then people in the church start raising an eyebrow. They start looking at you. Dude, what are you saying? You're saying that we're going to get sick and you know something we don't? And that's exactly what's going on with the World Economic Forum. And who, by the way, I keep failing to mention this. Them. They are also part of this discussion. So, of course, guys, with that being said, World Health Organization, comes out with I think it was them, they came out with a pandemic PDF called SPARS. And I read some of it, not all of it. There was a lot to be said about it. But if you read this thing reads like an instruction. Not an instruction. It reads like fortune telling. Exactly what's going to happen next. I'm going to see if I can put the PDF somewhere that you guys can link to it. I'm going to try to put it in the description section below. Try. If not, I'll link the website that's holding the PDF for SPARS. And they call it the SPARS Pandemic. And apparently in the SPARS Pandemic, it was a group of people that came back from Africa, because everything starts in Africa, and they came back to Michigan somewhere in the United States, and they dubbed it the area from the United States that it started from. And I'm like, that's interesting. It reads almost like a sci-fi book, like a post-apocalyptic book, just the beginning of it. Then they start talking about developing an arm ticket for this very virus and the problems that that's going to come with trying to develop something in a short amount of time. And everything with them, guys, is time. Well, how do we cut down on this situation? Well, we start to develop something ahead of time for something we don't know is coming. It's the strangest thing to me, man. That not a lot of people are raising that question. So anyway, obviously I have an article that I'm going to read to you guys because it just doesn't make sense. And not that it doesn't make sense, it makes sense, but it doesn't, if you get what I'm saying. The issue, guys, is that I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised people are letting this go. I'm surprised that people are just like, really? They're gonna protect us by giving us something to protect ourselves from, but they don't even know what it is? I don't know. I think it's really concerning, and there's not much that I guess that can be done. And again, people are one person asked me what can be done. I don't know. The people in power made sure they were in a position where we can't do anything. And if we try to do something, they're going to label us crazy. Kooks, quacks. They're doing it to doctors right now. And us in this community, we say anything about this, people are looking at us like, these guys are psych patients. What is wrong with them? There's no way that that's going to happen. So again, guys, can it be stopped? There's only one way it can be stopped. And unfortunately, none of us have the budget, manpower, or equipment that it would take to stop them. That's the problem. If you can get a group of military expert guys who know how to play this game, tactically and chest-wise, maybe you can get it stopped. But like cancer, these people are, you have to cut deep. You can't cut at the surface and go at the people you see, right? Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, that WHO leader guy, I can never pronounce his name, the black dude with the glasses that looks like a Urkel with a fro, an old Urkel. Those three are the face of it. That's all they are. The people who are in control are way deeper. And matter of fact, we don't even know who they are. And that's the problem. And that's the problem with stopping it. They got smart. The elites, the people who are in charge, got really smart, and they keep themselves hidden from the world. We don't know who they are. Yes, we like to blame Bill Gates. We like to blame Klaus Schwab and the World Health Organization leader guy. We like to blame all of them. But they are not the leaders. They are not the guys in charge. They are seemingly the guys in charge. And that's why we can't stop it. Tedros. Thank you, Chantel. Is that how you say it? Chantal. Anyway. But, yeah, guys. That's the problem. So, to cut deep, you have to get extremely surgical with this. To a point where you're diving so deep, you might be handling people who could be involved or might not be involved, and there goes the problem. Right? So, there it is. And that's and to stop it is, I don't know, nothing short of a miracle. Anyway. The Watchmen. Yeah, right? Who watches The Watchmen? Yeah, no Juan. Like I said, Klaus Schwab is just a face, man. He's the front man. That's what you call it. He's the front man, and that's all he is. He is not in charge. We like to think he's in charge, but he's not. Because it makes sense now, guys, that the people who are pushing this agenda are going to stay hidden, so we never know who they are, and we don't know who to go after if we were to try some shit. That's the beauty of their tactic. They are very, very smart. They're not stupid. Right? A lot of us are seemingly stupid because we sit here and think that these guys are the elites, that they're in control. They are not in control. And Rick is like, it's the Rothschild family. It's all of them. It's not just the Rothschild family. It's the Rockefellers. It's all of them, right? And again, we still don't know who they are individually. And I think it might even go deeper than that. But anyway, let's get to this article on the sham that's going on with this bullshit. Anyway, the article reads, and again, guys, I take issue with the numbers that they keep mentioning in these articles. So, Disease X, experts already developing an arm ticket for virus predicted to kill 50 million people. Medical experts are busy at the World Economic Forum in Davos planning how to tackle Disease X. Some health officials warn that this disease could be the next issue. No shit. Now listen, guys, there is something to be said, and we've all known this, whether you believe in climate change or not, whether you believe that because we keep exploring new shit on this planet, because there are places on this planet that are locked off to humans because either the brush is too thick, it's too cold, or there's some mountain range in the way that we can't get around or over. Whether you believe in any of that, we can absolutely find our way to a virus we've never seen before because archaeologists, they keep digging. Oh my God, there's a new dinosaur. You see that sculpture that what you call on the ground? There's a new dinosaur in there. Let's go digging, and then they go digging like idiots, and then they dig some shit up. Right? I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. Anyway, with that, guys, Disease X is a big topic at the forum in Switzerland. The World Health Organization, who are also at Davos, has warned that it could infect 20 times more people than Mr. 19. Other experts say it could be infectious as a measles and deadly as Ebola. Now, right, the measles, you could, like, not even sneeze, just, like, talk, and you catch that shit. It's very communicable and deadly as Ebola. So now, again, guys, when you read these articles, try to pick out the hints that might be in there, right? It spreads as fast as measles and is deadly as Ebola. The Evening Standard in London reports that many medical scientists are worried about Disease X. This worry has led to development of an arm ticket at Porton Down Laboratory run by UK Health and Security Agents, Science and Defense Technology Campus. Now, like I said before, guys, the number that they're super focused on is 50 million. You hear that in other articles. They're going to keep running that shit at Davos this week. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to watch a lot of those panels on YouTube later next week. So if you guys feel up to watching some of these panels, I suggest you do, because they're giving you the roadmap to what is going to happen and how it's going to happen. We were lucky with Mr. 19, even though it caused over 20 million deaths worldwide. The point is that most people who caught the virus managed to recover. This is Kate Bingham, former chair of the UK Vaccine Task Force. Chatting with Online Mail, Bingham gave more detail. She says, imagine Disease X is as infectious as a measles with the fatality rate of Ebola, over 67%. It replicating somewhere in the world as we speak, and soon someone will start feeling ill. We need to start dealing with the next pandemic right now, and that means putting money on the table. Always comes as money. There goes our taxes going up because this bullshit. They're not sure, but they're definitely sure that they need our money to protect us against something they don't know is out there. Right? And granted, guys, like I said, there's definitely something out there. Now, whether they push it or it happens naturally is sort of irrelevant. Because if they push it, what are we going to do? We're going to scream at the computer screen. We're going to scream at the skies. The elites are doing this to us. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we need to take whatever they're going to throw our way a little serious until we find out how to attack it and protect ourselves from it. Again, whether they push this or not, at the time it happens will be irrelevant. Even afterwards, guys, when everything settles and the dust settles, we're going to be like, well, it was this scientist and that scientist. Who cares? He's not going to get in trouble. He's going to get away with it. He's going to be protected. Then whatever arm ticket they create, they're going to protect them. So all of it is irrelevant at screaming at your computer screen. People send me shit all the time. You see what Fauci said? He said that the 6 feet, didn't work, or that they just came up with it. Right? So the social distancing was something they made up. And we all knew it. You know why we all knew it? Because, well, not all of us. A lot of us knew that it was made up because it didn't make any fucking sense. It didn't make sense, guys, that the disease stopped at 5 feet or 6 feet, right? You sneeze or you cough and the disease goes up 6 feet, guys, we got to dive down to the ground. Doesn't work. Wasn't practical. It didn't stop anything. And even Fauci admits to it. He goes, well, that just sort of came out of nowhere. But again, so many people were petting Fauci's dick. They were gargling his cum and rolling his dick on their face. And he got a medal for the shit. People like, Fauci, he's our God. He saved us. He didn't save a motherfucking thing. He didn't do anything. Yet, people were fucking, licking his nutsacks. And that was Damn near the whole world. Anyway, Disease X could cause worldwide health crisis. No shit. Some experts warn. The WHO said we shouldn't worry just yet, describing the threat as only representing the knowledge that a serious international epidemic could be caused by a pathogen currently unknown to cause human disease. Now, obviously, we shouldn't worry about it. They're just talking about it. That's all they're doing right now. And I say that before, it's a hypothetical disease. I don't want people sitting there saying, well, the Angryprepper said that they're... Nope. I'm not saying shit. All I'm saying is that this is a hypothetical disease with a roadmap that's going to start unfolding at some point. Or might not. This just might be all talk. Something else could happen. Who the fuck knows, guys? AI could rise and rape us all in the next 10 years. Or 2 years. Who the fuck knows? Be prepared for anything. Do you miss firefighting? I guess he doesn't know. Somebody fill him in. Anyway, we're trying to prepare so that if we have a new disease X, a new pathogen, we've done so much work in advance as possible. So they want to get ready for something they don't know. Now, granted, guys, that's a tactic. Get ready. But how do you create an arm ticket for something you don't know what it is? That's the interesting thing. It could be a disease that doesn't have a cure, that doesn't have an arm ticket. How do you protect yourself from something you don't know what it is yet? Right? It's fascinating. It's fascinating. But anyway. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you for that. It was like the Negro's been reemployed again. Hopefully we can prevent it. Some of them are saying hopefully, some of them are saying we might, and others are saying we are going to prevent it. That is a bold statement to say we are going to prevent it. Like I said, I can't sit here and say this is going to happen for sure. There's just something to pay attention to and look at the, again, roadmap of this unfolding. The world has promised, look at this shit. This is pretty, hopefully we can prevent it. But if we can't and we have to respond, then we have already started developing an arm ticket and therapeutics to crack it. Again, how do you come up with therapeutics for something you do not know what it is? That's the crazy shit about this whole article. I'm sitting here reading this, and I'm like, man, I'm not a smart man, but man, do they think we're stupid. How stupid do they think we are to sit there and go, they're developing therapeutics and an arm ticket for the unknown? That's like studying for a test. You have no idea what's going to be on it. But the teacher keeps telling you, hey, study for this test. And then you ask the teacher, but what's the subject? I don't know. Just study. Where do I begin? The professor's like, just study. Study everything. Study all of it. And then the students are like, but that doesn't make any sense. This is exactly what we're faced with here. They're telling us that they're going to come up with some shit for therapeutics and an arm ticket for something they don't know. Now, yes, Adriana, all of this being said, they have to know what it is already. And if they know what it is already, maybe it's lying in a cut. Maybe it's in a lab right now being worked on. Maybe it's the Chinese and their bullshit. Right? I'm going to get into the Chinese thing because they're relabeling the 100% kill rate virus. They're labeling it right now the brain virus. You can't make this shit up. You really can't. I mean, you could if you're like a good writer, you could, but I can't make this shit up. Anyway, the world has promised to give 1.15 billion to battle disease X. Most health experts think a new pandemic is bound to happen sometime, not just maybe. Oh, no shit. Thank you for that. So anyway, guys, the UK scientists, by the way, started working on the arm ticket back in August of 2023. So they were already working on this arm ticket well before this was announced this week. Now, I did talk about Disease X a little while ago on the Angry Prepper. I think it was earlier last year or mid last year I was talking about it. But here we are again. Now they're talking about an arm ticket. Now, next article. China creates brain virus with 100% kill rate. Now, I talked about this 100% kill rate virus. They're now dubbing it the brain virus. Or not the brain virus, but a brain virus, being that the virus had 100% kill rate and the infection, most of the infection, lied within the brain of the humanized mice. A new report claims Chinese scientists have developed a corona strain that attacks the brain and has a 100% kill rate in mice used to experiment with this virus. The report, which was obtained by Daily Mail, indicated that Beijing-based scientists allegedly linked to a Chinese military cloned the GXP2V virus, which has originally discovered in 2019 in Malaysian Pangloan prior to Mr. 19 pandemic. Now, someone said it was Pangolin, and then someone said Pangolin. I don't know. Someone's undoubtedly going to correct me here, but let's go with Pangolin. So it's Malaysian Pangolins prior to the Mr. 19 pandemic. According to the Daily Mail, the virus was stored in a Beijing lab, and get this, not a level 4 lab, level 3, right? I think it's a BSL 3. That's the level that it was stored at. Not a 4, and I don't know if there's a 5. But 4 is the only one I know, and that's obviously higher than 3. Why would you keep it in such a lower level lab security than a higher one? Because undoubtedly, something's going to get released from there. Anyway, while it has not yet been revealed when the newly disclosed study was completed, researchers involved in the experiment suggested that the coronavirus could have experienced a virulence-enhancing mutation, which is gain of function. Anyway, while it is stored in a lab, which could have contributed to the virus kill rate. Severe, and this is the more important part now, severe brain infection during the later stages of infection may have been key cause of death in these mice, researchers noted. This is the first report showing that a SARS-CoV-2 related pangolin coronavirus can cause a 100% mortality rate in the HACE2 mice, suggesting the risk for the GXP2V to spill over into humans. Now, again, guys, all of this, the SPARS pandemic PDF, the Disease X discussion coming up again, the unknown arm ticket prevention and therapeutic prevention being conjured up and created as we speak, and then the Chinese and the infinite wisdom to come out with create a virus with a 100% kill rate. Talk about kicking us in the dick 8 ways to fucking Sunday. It's insane. I mean, like, all of this is happening, and people yet are still sitting idly by thinking there's nothing wrong. Now, could something happen? No. I mean, yes, something could happen, sorry. But also, nothing can happen. This could all be talk. This could never be released, and we could be safe until the next bullshit pops up and starts, screwing us in the ass as we speak. But interestingly enough, I've read another article. I wish I would have copy and pasted. But another article is a few nations around the world, not every nation, but a few nations around the world are demanding that the Chinese stop. Now, the problem with this, guys, is that something with a 100% kill rate, 100% mortality rate, or 100% fatality, however you want to look at it or say it, there can't be an arm ticket against this. And if there is an arm ticket, that arm ticket has to be super strong. And undoubtedly, that arm ticket is going to wipe out more people. Right? Like, they don't have an arm ticket. They tried to develop an arm ticket for the Ebola virus. That didn't work out too well for the people they injected it in a couple of African villages. In fact, one lady who had a YouTube channel a few years ago was talking about this, and she was talking about how they were infecting a neighboring village or town over to her, and inside of a week, or a couple days rather, sorry, it's 3 to 4 days, everybody in the village is dead. So she puts this on YouTube, and of course, she's on, that video was probably up for about a month before they wind up taking it down. Now, of course, not that she was a survivor, but she was in a neighboring town in this African village. And this was an African lady that was, heavy African accent. But she was talking about this. And she was talking about this as if she was looking over her shoulders when she was reporting this. And again, this is the Ebola arm ticket that they were working on. That didn't work out well for a lot of people. Mike, thank you for the donation. And Mike, I definitely will. But like I said, they're dubbing it now the brain virus, right? Or, as Mike put it, the Chinese brain virus. Needless to say, guys, it doesn't look good with something that has such a high mortality rate. So, unfortunate for that, guys. We have to wait and see what. That's all we can do. We can't do anything else, guys. We have to wait and see where this is going to go. We can't, sit here and worry about it. We definitely can't worry about it. We can't sit here and talk about it every chance we get, though the media is talking about it, but a lot of people don't give a fuck. They just don't care. And nobody's going to care until it happens. That's the so-called, not beauty, but the nonsense about it. So anyway, switching gears, we're going to talk about AI real quick. And I found this article listen, I find a lot of articles by accident. Like, I'm doing research on the Disease X and the arm ticket that they're developing. And I stumbled across this article stating, scientists train AI to be evil. They find that they can't reverse it. So, this article is basically saying that they are coding AI to be evil. Or an AI to be evil. And they couldn't reverse the codes. That is some very, very strange and weird shit. First of all, why would you want to make AI evil? It's as if, guys, we have a bunch of morons on this planet, and they're like, yo, how can we fuck the human race? Let's make evil AI, and we'll mix in a little 100% mortality rate virus that's going to kill people and, paralyze them and make them blind before, which I'm pretty sure the cloudiness in the eyes is blindness before you die, which is like even a worse way to go. Anyway, so let's mix that a little bit, and you know what? We're gonna mix in some climate change factor as well. We're gonna have HARP going to overdrive. We're gonna mix that in there a little bit. We're gonna shake some grounds around the planet, just for good measure. Throw everybody off their feet while they're fucking dying from the pangolin and whatever the fuck it is, right? It's enough. The way they're fucking throwing everything at it. So this AI shit. So the article reads, in yet to be peer-reviewed new paper, researchers at the Google-backed AI firm Anthropic claims that they were able to train advanced large language model with exploitable code, meaning it can be triggered to prompt bad AI behavior via seemingly benign words or phrases. As the Anthropic researchers write in the paper, humans often engage in strategically deceptive behavior, meaning behaving helpfully is most, behaving, yeah, I'm reading that right, meaning behaving helpfully in most situations, that then behaving very differently to pursue alternative objective when given the opportunity. If an AI system were trained to do the same, scientists wonder, could they detect it, remove it, using current state-of-the-art safety training techniques? Here's the kick. Here's the kick side of that. Unfortunately, as it stands, the answer to the latter question appears to be a resounding no. Anthropic scientists found that once a model is trained with exploitable code, it exceedingly difficult, if not impossible, to train a machine out of its duplicitous tendencies. And what's worse, according to the paper, attempting to rein in and reconfigure a deceptive model may well reinforce its bad behavior, as a model might learn how to better hide its transgression. We saw this in a movie. It was, what was that stupid movie with the dancing robot, the dancing little girl robot? Again, Mike, thank you for the donation. What the hell was it? What was that called? Emma, Emily, Karen 3, and what the fuck was it? I can't remember the name of that. Anyway, that's what the robot did in the movie. She hid her transgressions until, obviously it came out in the end. But the little psycho shit that little kid was doing, this is what we're seeing, guys, in AI. And they're developing AI to do such. Robo Karen. I can't remember the name of that fucking movie. It was so stupid. Megan, thank you. It was Megan with a 3, right? I think the E, whatever. Right, it was Megan. And that's, so, like, we watch movies, and a lot of movies are very creative in the way they go about storytelling. I mean, look at James Cameron in Terminator, right? I mean, the guy wrote out Terminator very well, and we're seeing it happen because scientists and science nerds, they want to sit there and go, well, can we make robots that are evil? Well, let's start with AI. And let's start coding it in such a way that when it takes on its own attitude, if you will, bad behavior, it won't allow us to switch it back. Someone said Johnny 5. Nice one. Fucking No Juan went way back for fucking Short Circuit. Nice. Anyway, guys, that's a problem. But that is a problem we are creating. We are creating our own problems. Like, if people weren't stupid enough, and these guys, who are the smart, are pretty smart guys, they're stupid. They're the stupidest humans to walk this planet. Because they're like, yo, how do we fuck us? How do we fuck ourselves? We'll create robots that'll take their anger out on us, because why the fuck not? Gunslinger, that's the other movie too, yes. Machina, however you say that. That was a good movie, but that's actually a perfect example. That Ex Machina, if I'm saying that right. That movie was a perfect example of an AI disguising its bad behavior. That was actually a perfect one. Megan was actually an updated Child's Play with robotics in it, but Ex Machina, am I saying, or Machina, however you say it, that was a perfect example. Someone went whack too far. I said Daryl. Very good. I was going to watch that movie the other day, and I opted out not to buy it. Raccoon Eyes. Westworld. Westworld was them finding themselves. But yeah. But I think Ex Machina, or Machina, however you say it, was Machina. Yeah, Ex Machina. All right. So yeah, that was a more perfect example, right? Because she was tricking the guy into liking her, or her liking him, and he fucking, men fucking, a hot chick fucking drools all over you, and we're like, yeah, we'll follow you, and that's pretty much what that movie was. It wasn't a bad movie. A little slow, but it wasn't a bad movie. Or like Electric Dreams. I know a lot of you people did not see that movie, but somebody on here did. Electric Dreams. That was the first movie where the computer went bad, right? It was a really cheesy movie when you watch it now, but it was a desktop, and the desktop was like, I love you, I want to marry you, right? And the guy was like, but we can't get together. And it was, I don't know how many people seen that one, but that was an interesting movie at its time when it came out. Yeah, anyway, so, moving right along. And guys, we could absolutely blame the arm ticket for this next article. Electric Dreams. I think Flown Grown seen it. That was a good that was a weird movie, man. Even when I watch it now, I'm like, man, this movie's weird. When I was a kid, I was like, it was all about it. That was like the first AI, that movie. Electric Dreams. It was possibly the first one I can remember anyway. First one I saw. And then somebody has to bring up Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, which was a god-awful movie. Yo, I watched the movie the other day, Breaking 2, and I'm like, I watched the movie and I'm like, yo, how fucking retarded was I? Was I fucking that stupid? It was a awful movie. Holy shit, man. Like, Breaking, the first one was a classic. Then they got all fucking, all colorful and playful and stupid and moronic, and everything they did, they were breakdancing while they were eating. They were like fucking, I'm like, what is this shit? It was a fucking horrible movie. It was fucking trash. But as a kid, I liked it. I was like, yo, Breaking 2, that was a good movie. Because I was fucking retarded when I was like 8, 9 years old, apparently. I went full retard watching that movie. Now I watch the movie now, and I'm like, what the fuck was I watching? Oh, my God. And then the fact that they call it Electric Boogaloo? Like, what the fuck is that anyway? What is a boogaloo? Like, I had to ask I asked my father back then, like, what's a boogaloo? He goes, I don't know. And that was all he said. The fuck was a boogaloo? Apparently it was a move. And then, like, the gang in the end, the bad gang, you know, the Mexican dude with his fucking burrito, and he's breakdancing with his gang, and they all breakdancing with tacos and sombreros and shit. And I'm like, this is that in LA. They don't breakdance and let's see who's bad, and they start fucking this bullshit. I'm like, what is that? That was the fucking word. That was a bad movie. I just never seen anything so bad. And now that I'm a grown-ass man, I'm like, my God. Was I fucking that terrible? What was going on with me? Holy shit, man. That was a fucking horrendous movie. Like, really horrendous. And the worst part about it, it was just as bad as the Menudos movie. For some of you that's seen that one, that was fucking a dumpster fire. And when I got older, not even that much older, I might have been in my teens, I tried to watch it again. I'm like, this is a horrible movie. The Menudos running around with their perfect hair and fucking singing their way out of fucking trouble. It was fucking horrendous. But Breaking 2, every actor in that movie should have been flogged, tarred, and feathered. Every actor in Breaking 2. Even the kids. Even all the little kids who were breakdancing and shit. They should have all been tarred and feathered. It's a horrendous fucking movie. Now someone's like, I need to see this now. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. Do not see fucking Breaking 2. Horrible fucking movie. It's like, fucking Adriana's like, I love the Menudos movie. The Menudos movie was horrible. Try to watch it now as a fucking adult. You'll be like, what the fuck was I watching? You're like, did I eat that many paint chips that I liked the fucking Menudos movie and fucking Breaking 2? Oh my God. Fucking horrible. And Prepto Dad, I love I think we all liked Breaking 2 as a kid. But yo, watch it now. You're gonna be shocked and appalled. And then you're gonna go back and be like, man, I was a stupid kid. I was really stupid. Because that's the only explanation I have for liking a movie that was so shitty. And again, everybody was always breakdancing. It wasn't a fucking... They would walk across the street and they would breakdance. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is the kid breakdancing while he's talking to an adult? Like, what is going on here? And again, I thought that was cool when I was a kid. Now I'm an adult. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Stupid. Anyway, let me move on to the next fucking article. So, I blame this, obviously, on the arm ticket, right? So now we had Strahan, Michael Strahan's daughter, who had a brain tumor. And somebody else is saying they were very cute, the Menudos. Oh, Grateful Prep. Yeah, they were whatever. They were also getting banged. So that says a lot, right? Anyway, so this guy, Snoop Dogg's daughter, suffered a severe stroke. Corey Bordas? I'm pretty sure I said her name wrong. She suffered a severe stroke at 24 years old. So she was 24 years old. They said she had a serious health scare, and she went on Twitter or Instagram, and she put her story up there about what she suffered from and things like that. So anyway, they said early Thursday, January 18th, the singer's Instagram story lit up with a heartbreaking announcement. I had a severe stroke this morning, she wrote over an image taken from the hospital bed. I started breaking down crying when they told me. Borders further confessed making it known that this time hasn't been easy, and mentally and psychologically, yeah, whatever, lady, fuck you. You're rich and fucking famous. Your dad's gonna pay for any top-notch bullshit you need. You'll be okay. But again, this lends to the arm ticket being possibly being the cause. I mean, granted, too, she could also be vaping, and vaping has also been, or is suspected to being caused to blood clots and strokes and shit like that because of all the stuff that's in it. So anyway, also you had a basketball coach that just recently passed away. The arm ticket conspiracy is coming out on that. A lot of people like it had to be it because he was too young. I know I read somewhere that the coach died, but I forgot how old he was. I think he was in his 40s, and everybody is going back saying that it might be the arm ticket. So every time someone, an old lady, 83-year-old, trips and falls, breaks her hips and dies, I'm like, your arm ticket. You know, like everything's your arm ticket. Was that cheeseburger bad? Yes, fuck it. The arm ticket. It was because those idiots back there couldn't make a good burger because of the arm ticket. I blame the arm ticket on everything now. You kidding me? A meteor's going to crash on this planet? Arm ticket. Because the people at NASA took it. They weren't aware that this thing was coming at us. I'm blaming the arm ticket for everything. Anyway, I'm going to be reporting a lot more of those as they happen during the live streams because it's easier for me to put those in and talk about it a little quicker. So, now, this is an article I read. I don't know how true this might be because there's a lot of varying factors to surviving nuclear war, but this is the top U.S. locations to survive a nuclear attack. So, what are the effects of a nuclear attack? This is according to the article, guys. I'm not, coming up with this shit on my own. A nuclear attack is the deliberate use of nuclear weapons, no shit, against the enemy's target, no shit. It can cause immense destruction, the effects of which could persist for years, if not decades, after the initial explosion. Nuclear weapons released enormous amount of energy, no kidding, from their massive atomic reaction. The energy is released as the intense heat, blinding light, powerful shockwave, radioactive fallout. Nuclear weapons can range from small tactical nukes to strategic weapons that can yield equivalent to millions of tons of TNT. Kabooey. A single nuclear weapon can obliterate an entire city. New York City is always a famous target, while a large-scale nuclear attack using multiple weapons could destroy an entire region. The entire the entire country of the United States. Long-term effects of radioactive contaminations make areas unsafe for human habitation for years, if not decades. No shit, man. So, the main risk from the effects of a nuclear attack: complete devastation at ground zero. Nearly everything in the immediate surrounding area from point of detonation will be vaporized. So obviously that's the what you call it in the ground. Catastrophic heat and fire. Within a radius of a few miles, the heat will ignite fire and burn exposed people. No shit. So this is more of an idiot's guide for people. Gunslinger. I already watched Nefarious. Very good movie. I already watched that, and I see some of the shit that's going on and how Nefarious, the movie that is, puts you onto things that are possibly going on, why people are behaving weirdly and bizarrely out of nowhere for a short period of time. But again, that's a different fucking road to go down. All right, powerful shockwave that can demolish buildings and cause traumatic injury. Again, guys, this is for like the nuclear guy for stupid people or whatever the fuck that is. Let's see, where were we? Widespread radioactive fallout. Outside the immediate zone of destruction, there will be a range of radioactive fallout which can poison people and contaminate them and make their dicks fall off. Didn't say that in the article, but it should have. Destruction of infrastructure and disruption of essential services and displacement of large population of people. No shit. What areas in the U.S. are most at risk? So, where is the safest place to seek shelter in the event of a nuclear war? You may wonder where the bombs might fall if an attack was to occur. Several specific targets would be generally included in initial salvo of missiles. Targets of strategic value: missile silos, military bases and installation, storage depots, and the likes are the super high-risk targets that are most likely going to go first. If an aggressor can take out most, if not all, of the nuclear infrastructure of our enemy in the first strike, it would significantly degrade the target ability to launch a countermeasure. If military parlance, in military parlance, it is called a preemptive strike. So again, guys, I said this before, I'll say it again. In a nuclear strike, cities are not the first to go, unless the country has enough to go around where they hit cities and military targets as well. But military targets are the first to go, always are. Cities then come next. It's not the other way around. It's not city first, then military installations. All right, so high-value strategic targets, large population centers, cities that are included with significant symbolics. That is New York City. Cultural impact would be hit. For example, it would count as many, you could count on many missiles being pointed at Washington, D.C., targeting all the governmental building infrastructures that are located there. Peaceful nuclear facilities like power plants would also be hit. However, it is important to note that the actual target in a nuclear strike would depend on on various factors. I said that earlier, including specific geopolitical situations, the capabilities of attacking a country, and the intended objective of the attack. Different countries may have different targeting priorities based on their military strategies and political considerations. So now, this is the part I think you guys were waiting for, or hoping to wait for anyway. What areas are safe in the United States? Fucking nowhere. Nowhere is safe. No, I'm just kidding. Because you also have to contend with fallout. But anyway, there is a spot in the United States that's seemingly safe. It's the northern edge of Idaho, from what I remember. But anyway, some of the rural areas, all right, some areas of rural Idaho, Maine, and northern California and Oregon may be the safer locations in the event of a nuclear attack. Now, I came up with Idaho based on a nuclear map of fallout, first of all, attacks and fallout from that attack. And the northern edge, the rural edge, that is, of Idaho, is the safest because the fallout would drift south of that. And there's nothing north of that, and there's nothing north in Canada that they would strike that would drop down into the northern edge of Idaho. That's the only reason why I keep pushing Idaho in the northern edge, because I looked at a bunch of maps and I did research on it, and they came to the same conclusion. Thank God, because then it doesn't, it proves I'm somewhat right. These are rural areas away from major population center, military bases, and nuclear weapons facility. This means that they are less likely to be targeted directly. Not saying that they won't be, they're just less likely to be. And their distance also buffers them from somewhat catastrophic immediate effect from heavy fallout. Rural areas can still experience radioactive fallout depending on wind patterns and things like that. They may also struggle to respond effective due to the lack of infrastructure. But the remoteness does make them strategically and less probable targets. Now, Maine is also, again, the west northern edge of Maine as well, as a lot of the air comes down from the north, blowing a lot of shit out into the ocean. Maine, and there's another state. There's a northern edge of another state that's Maine. I want to say Vermont as well. The very northern edge of Vermont can also be safe. And I think Rhode Island as well. Anyway, characters of a safe location. Some characteristics of relatively safe location include low population density, distance from likely nuclear targets like military base, silos, and large cities, geographic features that provide shelter such as mountains, low risk of natural disasters that could compound damage, and sufficient infrastructure and essential services. A lot of rural areas will not have essential services. A lot of rural areas you'll be on your own. So you have to be completely on your own, and you have to be completely self-sufficient to be on your own. So when the shit goes down, You don't have to. You don't have to depend on anybody else. Someone said Northern Idaho is nothing but a traffic jam anymore. Is it really? All right, I didn't know that. No location is guaranteed to be absolutely safe. If nuclear weapons are used against the United States, the odds are that people in all states will be affected. While rural areas may fit many of the above criteria, adequate preparation is still essential, including stocking up on emergency supplies, planning emergency escape routes, and establishing protective shelter and establishing protection for you and your family. That goes without saying, right? So again, you'll be 100% on your own. If you live here in New York City, like the rest of us schmoes do, you're undoubtedly dead. Especially if they use the Sarmac 2. That will wipe out damn near the entire Manhattan. Damn near. I think for those of us that are up here, we will still have the shock wave hit us, blow out every glass in the windows and the whole 9 yards. Nonetheless, and there'll be some radiation burn if you're not indoors. Yes, moving out of the city, I'm looking to do that definitely next year. I went downstairs and I came to the conclusion I am not moving out for prep reasons at all. That is not the reason why I'm moving out. I'm moving out because I hate this fucking neighborhood. That's why I'm moving out. Because I come back here and there are people that I grew up with who are not doing well and other people who are doing well. Nonetheless, fuck this neighborhood. Seriously, fuck it in the ass with a spiked dildo. I want the fuck out. I don't want to be stuck here. Do not want to die with these people. So anyway, that being said, that is my reason for moving out. Not because of a nuclear war, not because of a pandemic or any bullshit like that, because I hate this fucking neighborhood. So anyway, I signed a lease for this apartment. This is the apartment I grew up in. And I hate to let it go, but fuck it. Such is life. I'm getting the fuck out of here as soon as I possibly can. This neighborhood could truly kiss my dick. Like, seriously. On all levels. Just kiss it. Because there's no reason to stay here. There really isn't. But that's the only reason to move. I'm not, using a lot of people like, oh, you got to get out. Fuck that. I'm not scared of a nuclear war or any of that bullshit. I'm not worried about it at all. But just growing up here, fuck this place, dude. Seriously. Sink or fucking swim, and a lot of people are sinking here. Then you got fucking crackheads running around doing this shit, breaking in your car on a daily basis. You got fucking, this neighborhood there's like no, they're just assholes here. Everybody's a fucking asshole. Whether they're Dominicans or white or black, they're just fucking cockbag monkey motherfuckers. All of them. And again, I can't stand this neighborhood. And for some reason, everybody, the people that move here, and it's normally the white folks that move here, they love this neighborhood. They're like, I like to be cultured. I want to be next to some Dominicans and black people so I can say I'm not a racist and show my friends, click on Instagram, that I'm not a racist at all. Fuck this place. Seriously. Fuck them and fuck this neighborhood and fuck the food and the people that walk around it and the kids that grow up here and the buildings and the fucking rats that are running around. Fuck this neighborhood. It's just the shit fucking hole. That's all it is. It's all it's ever going to be. It's never going to be anything more. Truthful Troll, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. This fucking neighborhood is whack, yo. Wizzack. Anyway. Listen, Washington Heights always sucked. It was never a great neighborhood. This was never a neighborhood. And I know some of you watched that stupid movie, The Heights, where they're talking about Washington Heights, and they're like, this neighborhood was a fucking shithole. They weren't dancing Dominicans in the fucking street, doing the bachata or whatever the fuck it is, and swinging fucking, platanos around and shit like that. It wasn't like that here. It's like, not the fuck at all. That movie painted a different fucking picture. I'm like, that didn't happen here. Where were the hot chicks dancing in the fucking street? I didn't see that here. No way. But that movie fucking portrayed a different fucking neighborhood. And everybody sat there and watched the movie and was like, oh, shit, I want to be fucking, I want to be fucking in a neighborhood like that. That isn't this neighborhood. There wasn't a nice sunbeam and a sunset and women in dresses dancing. Not at all. This fucking neighborhood is drug infested, drug dealers in about every fucking corner, and fucking rats running around. And not rats are like people ratting you out. Legitimate rats. Every fucking where. Everywhere. Fuck that, fuck this shit, fuck this neighborhood. This neighborhood can kiss my dick. Seriously. Fucking, I've never seen... He said, I think you're probably going to move. Am I? Holy shit, dude. It's just, it's just amazing. Like when they do movies on certain neighborhoods, they're just like, they try to make the neighborhood look like better than it is. I'm like, yo, fuck that shit. Fuck that. This neighborhood is shit. It's for shit, man. And the thing is, that's a lot of neighborhoods in New York City. It's just not Washington Heights. A lot of neighborhoods are like that. And they try to be like, we are we're the, what do they like to call us? We're the melting pot. New York City is a melting pot. New York City's not a fucking melting pot. New York City is a salad bar. Everybody goes back to their respective corners when they're done with the day. Dominicans come back here. The Chinese go back to fucking Chinatown. The Indians go back to the spot in Queens. The Africans, they're fucking all over the place. They go back to either East Harlem or fucking a spot in the Bronx. You got the Muslims and their flying carpet. They go back to their fucking corner. Everybody goes back to their corner. It's a fucking salad bar, not a melting pot. Don't believe the bullshit. We're not all getting together, kumbaya, and take... Nope. That shit ain't happening here, man. Shit ain't happening here. And like D said, yeah, you got people in the subway sleeping with rats? What the fuck, man? Yeah, the glorification of these neighborhoods is bullshit. It's all it is, man. It's fucking... You want to do the movie on the Heights? You got to fucking show, whores running around here blowing dudes hello. You got to have drug dealers on every corner saying hello to fucking everybody, throwing crack in your pocket as you walk by. You got to have fucking rats stealing shit as they fucking run around the neighborhood. That's a far more accurate depiction of this neighborhood. And then you got to have crackheads who disappear in the night because they come out of nowhere, they steal your shit, and they disappear behind a fucking building. You're like, how the fuck where did they go? Crackheads they're like magical people in this neighborhood. That's a more depicting neighborhood. Fucking chicks walking around with their titties sticking out of their turtlenecks. Dudes say, hey, mommy, come here. Like they got to do that bullshit. That's how the fuck it is in the Heights. That's more realistic. Not fucking singing and dancing and, that bullshit. No, thank you. Anyway, enough of my rant. I'm going to go off the air now. There is no Angry Truth tonight because obviously I got suspended because I got in trouble. Yes. Stop. There used to be some Puerto Ricans here, but apparently Dominicans and Puerto Ricans didn't like each other. I never got that bullshit. I really didn't understand it. My mother and my sister would tell me how they were... I don't know if it's racism because they're both Spanish, but yeah, they used to get into some shit because they were Puerto Rican in a Dominican neighborhood. And there were some Dominicans here that were like, they didn't think they were black. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're midnight. Just because you speak Spanish don't mean you're not a Negro to the rest of the world. This neighborhood's had some fucked up identity problems. I don't have to tell you. There were Dominicans here who thought they were white. I'm not a nigger. I'm not. I'm Dominican. I'm like, you're still a nigger. You're a nigger with a fucking Spanish accent. That's all you are. Don't try to separate yourself from the fucking group, dude. But they did it here. They did it here, man. It was fucking crazy. This fucking neighborhood had some identity issues. It was fucking insane. Haitians, don't get me started on them, please. Please don't get me started on them. But yeah. Anyway, man, let me get off here before I fucking go too deep down that rabbit hole. Because, y'all, all I'm going to say is New York City's not what they try to paint it out to be. It really isn't. You got people holding hands and kumbaya every time someone gets racially profiled or killed. Another nigga was killed. We gotta fight the man. And then everybody starts holding hands, and the Jews and their bullshit. They come out with their little locks and shit, like, fucking Jewing it up. Then you got the fucking Dominicans and the blacks. They're trying to hold hands, but they're not really holding hands. They're like, it's begrudgingly holding hands, or like holding each other's hands like this. And you're like, forget out. It's all bullshit. It's bullshit. It's the worst fucking shit you'll ever see. Everybody talking about, oh, we should kumbaya together. Get the fuck out of here. As soon as the cameras leave, everybody's like, goodbye, nigga. Goodbye, spick. And they go to their separate corners. Fucking in the Magic Carpet group, they fucking disappear. It's all bullshit, man. It's the worst bullshit you ever see. No one wants to talk about the truth. It is what it is. Anyway, that being said, I'm going off the air for real now. I will see a lot of you guys next week. I'll try to pull a live stream next week in Vegas. I do not think I'm going to do anything in the SHOT Show. I don't think I'm going to film the SHOT Show because it's boring. It's boring. When I did the live stream last year, man, I was like, why am I filming this shit? This is boring. Like, the SHOT Show is great to be there, but to walk around and live stream it, I don't know, man. I might do a quick one if I see something interesting, I might do a quick one, but I don't think I am. I definitely do a Vegas walk, you know, down the street and show you guys some of that shit. But yeah, that's about it, man. Other than that, yes, the real nigga network is going off the air. I'll see you guys next week. And other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for support. Appreciate it.